I do this for all the nerds and video game theorists that has ever wondered if a jumping attack would be a viable thing in combat. So I do it for you and for Vegemite. Let's do this.
Shadowverse.
Greetings, I am Shad, and there is a video game trope that we have to test. In fact, it's been on my mind to test for a while. The classic video game jump attack. Some of the best examples of the jump attack is, say, in Dark Souls, Elden Ring, but also one of my personal favorite, Dragon's Dogma, where there's literally, you jump and attack, and that usually leads to an attack that does more damage. But would that actually work? Would you get more power out of jumping when you're attacking? We're going to find out. In fact, look what we have here. This is something that we kind of just jury-rigged together, and the key is to be. We have a system that's going to get consistent results, where we're going to be hitting this lever, launching this sleeping bag into the air to see how much power a standing strike will get, how high we can launch this sleeping bag, and then I'm going to jump and do it. I will do a regular jump, and then we have. Just wait. We have a jumping assist, very technical jumping assist technology here. Not sure if you've seen it before, but I think it'll get me some higher elevation. But also, this is the thing, in video games, sometimes they can jump much higher than even you can get off that. And you can jump off things and land on people. And so we're going to get some mattresses, some crash mats, and a ladder. And I'll jump off of that to see, can we actually get greater power in a jump attack than not? But there's another half to this, okay? Because say even if you can generate more power, a very important question is, would it be effective in combat? Would it leave you more vulnerable or not? And so we're going to test it in mock combat, with some safe, LARP swords. But to see, how easy is it to defend against someone attacking you, a jump attack against you? And are there special things? We're doing it all. Let's get started. But before we begin, I want to find out how easy it would be to prepare a meal with a medieval-styled combat dagger. Because, there's a lot of knives in the medieval period. This one, you can tell. This is actually... You would be carrying something like this for self-defense in the medieval period, but it could double up for, an eating utensil. And so I've always wanted to see what it'll be like to cut this up. And you know where this is going, because thankfully this video is sponsored by HelloFresh, and I'll prepare the HelloFresh with this cool thing just to see what it's like. Alrighty, so we are cooking seared steak and roast veggie toss. Looks very, very nice. And of course, we will be preparing it all with a medieval dagger. Okay, because you usually would. I would try and press down to get a even cut down the middle. This might be more difficult than I thought. I've been a fan of HelloFresh before they were ever a sponsor of this channel, and we liked it so much that we even collected the recipe cards so we could make any of these recipes for ourselves in the future. It is delicious, nutritious, and great value. It's not as nearly a precise instrument for prepping food, this is for sure. And with the holidays just around the corner, HelloFresh makes this busy time of years easier than ever with chef-curated recipes and pre-proportioned ingredients delivered right to your door so you can spend less time meal planning and prepping. And seriously guys, look at some of these delicious recipes. You could cozy up with seasonal favorites like cowboy turkey, black bean chili, mushroom ravioli with kale and walnut, or sweet corn and green pepper chowder. And what we have here, of course, is a delicious steak. There we go. It's a peeled potato, sweet potato, but it's peeled. Also, the meals are really easy to prepare if an idiot like me, who is not a cook by any means, can make such delicious food. Anyone can. And if you're in a particular hurry, HelloFresh has quick and easy options like 20-minute meals, and easy cleanup recipes allow you to enjoy good times around the dinner table with loved ones and less time in the kitchen. Yeah, definitely not made for cooking and prepping food. It does the job, but very inelegantly. This is obviously made for something else.
They have over 35 weekly recipes, so there's always something to please everyone. I have very picky eaters, my children in particular, but with the options that they supply every single week always means that there are meals that we can select that we know our children will really enjoy. They are easily customizable, so you can switch the type of protein that you want or the sides. You can upgrade to choice proteins or even add protein to a veggie meal.
In prepping the beef, it says that it needs to be somewhat tenderized and flattened between two bits of baking paper, and it says with a mallet or rolling pin. A tenderizing mallet. No, you know what we're gonna. This is how we tenderize beef here on Chativersity.
So, of course, I really highly recommend HelloFresh. It is so delicious, they're nutritious, they've got great variety, and there is a brilliant deal for you to try it right now where you can get 70% off. All you need to do is go to hellofresh.com and use code Chativersity70 for 70% off plus free shipping. Guys, that is 70% off! It is a brilliant deal. Try it out, and just like me, I'm very confident you won't regret it and you'll be hooked because the food is delicious. Just take a look.
Alrighty guys, let's dig in. So I always start with the veggies myself because I'm always pleasantly surprised by what they can do with these things. I'm not a fan of sweet potato or capsicum, and yet the salad's great. I like wizards. Alright Marcus, this is your first time eating HelloFresh. What's your...
Yeah, it's very good, actually. In all seriousness, that was probably one of the best steaks I've had in a very long time.
Good job there, Marcus. You beat me, man. Usually I'm first. Holy crap, Nathan's almost beating me.
I know the drill now.
Whenever I do this, I can think of no greater compliment to HelloFresh than showing clean plates. We devoured that. Look at that.
I would lick this if it was appropriate.
Use your finger. Oh, it's good. It's good. Try it, guys. You won't be disappointed. HelloFresh, we love you. Thank you for sponsoring us. As you can see here, we have a very technical, device to help us assist this test. We actually tested a couple of different materials. I have a new squire here, Tyron. You'll see him later in the video, but you might see him now in the test. See? That's what I was worried about. The table held, but that didn't. You're too bloody strong. Bring it out. Wood wasn't holding up. We went to the hardware store and we have metal. Okay? That should do the job. So, beginning with baseline. Let's see how much force I can generate. Regular, standing still strike. See how high we can get it on this. Look at how scientific, like these are centimeter apart. We don't need to measure how high it's off the ground. This is just going to be the number one. And however high we get it in this, we can compare against the jumping attack. And so, to set a baseline, and I'm going to try and hit right at the edge, same general area. Let's see how high I can get it. Ah! Holy crap, that was way higher than I was expecting. Alrighty, that actually worked brilliantly, even you could say too well, because it overshot the marker that we have here. So we've actually added weights inside, so it'll be harder to launch it, and we'll do this again to see how high we can get it. Again, striking right at the end, non-jumping attack. Let's go. Ah! Okay, that works so good. I'm going to do a couple more just so we can get a good baseline average. This is hit number 2. That was less, and I know why. I hit further down on the thing. It's working so good. I freaking love this.
The bonk stick.
The bong stick. Bonk, 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 bonk. Not bong. We don't do bongs here, we do bonks. I need to try and hit right at the end here. Full force. Ah! There we go, that was a good one. All right, we have the baseline. Now, we're gonna do jumping attack. All right, so, just gonna, usually as a run up with the jumping attack, so I'm just gonna run up, jump, come down, right there. I need to make sure I get my distance right. I don't know where my glasses went. Did I step on them? Maybe I shouldn't wear glasses while doing this. They're intact, it's okay. No significant increase. We'll try it again. I'll take my glasses off this time. Ah! How was that? We are not seeing any discernible increase. Ah! How did that go? That was a good hit. I made sure to keep my feet off the ground when I came down that time. So that was all my weight. All right. Next, the jump assist device. Alrighty, jump assist device. Let's do this. Ah! That was pathetic. That was the worst hit so far. It's like, I don't think the jump assist device is helping that much. Don't worry, we've got another assist device. Try again though. Ah! How did that go? So far, the jumping attack has had no significant increase in power. Not that I could see. We'll be able to double check that. But even if there has been a slight increase, it's not huge. That's actually what I've been expecting. The reason being is that when you're disconnected from the ground, I mean, yeah, you'll be able to throw, is it all your body weight in? Angle, leverage is gonna be because as I'm going through the air, most of the force is still gonna be coming through here. And you can actually throw as much as your body weight into a strike with your feet grounded as you could really in the air. Because if I was to say push down on a lever and keep pushing, or if I was on something in the middle, someone was pulling down to try and lift me up, all of my body weight, even though I'm standing on the ground, is resisting that, okay? And that plays into when I'm striking down on this as well. If I'm lowering my legs and pulling down like this, most of my body weight is going into the strike anyway, but there's actually an added advantage when you have a connection to an anchor point. You can push off of it. This is called kinetic linking. So I'm joined by a new squire here, Tyrant. How are you, mate?
I'm very good. How are you?
Very good. It's great to have you. Now, thank you for coming so I can demonstrate. Now, if I was, say, in the air and there's no friction holding me in place, if I tried to push on Tyrant, I'll just push myself back. And so the thing that's actually assisting me, that enables me to put more pressure, is the fact that I have a link to the ground. The friction from my feet, pushing off from my feet, creates a kinetic link between this point all the way through my body to the ground. And as a result, I can push off the ground and push Tyrant like that. That is actually pure science right there, people. But that's also how you can assist the power generation in strikes. By keeping your feet grounded, you can push off as you strike and push forward, which actually enables you to generate more force than you would otherwise. Kinetic linking from the ground, pushing down into the strike like so. You don't get that effect when you're airborne. So in actual fact, we might see a decrease in power. But we're not done testing yet, okay? What about gravity? Because the more you're falling, okay, the greater your velocity becomes. And so could we gain a greater increase in power by jumping from a higher platform down onto the target to see if we can get an increase of power that way? Certainly one way to find out. I do this for all the nerds and video game theorists that has ever wondered if a jumping attack would be a viable thing in combat. So I do it for you and for Vegemite. Let's do this. How did it go? Did it get higher? It might have got higher. Let's do it again. Lost the bottle. How do we go? Did we get it? Same? No, less. Bastard. It's about as hard as I can hit it. Don't know if we're... How do we go? Is that the highest one so far? Wow, okay. So jumping from a greater height might actually do something, give us a slight increase in power. I'm jumping from at least a meter up, and so that does indicate, because in video games you can jump from really high up and survive it. Maybe there is some validity. The higher you are, perhaps you can get a decent, you know, statistically significant increase in power, but not just from regular stand jumping. I had a lot of trouble matching the same, or looked to be, matching the same power generation from just running and jumping off of a jump assist device, but higher up, there we go. Yet still, there's another question that we need to answer. How effective would it be in combat? Is the potential power, well, as we found out, there's no real significant power increase, just regular jumping, but even with that, is it viable in combat? Let's find that out right now. How you going there, Tyrant?
Not bad.
Not bad. Ready to try out some jumping attacks?
Sure, boss.
Yeah. I got such a wedgie. Alrighty, so basically, I'm going to try a jumping attack. I'm going to jump attack against Tyrant, and Tyrant is going to jump attack against me, and we're going to see how viable it is in combat, okay? I have a bit more experience with the sword fighting and the HEMA, but Tyrant has confidence and commitment and strength and good looks. So
More, boss. More.
look, it's got grey hair. Look at it. He didn't even want to wear protective equipment because of the hair, and
All right, boss.
oh yeah, it's getting a bit gay. I am actually very interested to see any techniques, and there's not many techniques, but I'm going to come in first with the basic one. Should be really easy for Tyrant to see, deflect everything, but then I'm going to try and see if you can incorporate some feints with the jumping attack to see if I can trick him. So for the purpose of this exercise, Tyrant, I want you to just focus on defense. Then we can perhaps try and do counters or a counter attack in regards, but I just want you to try and deflect the strike, okay? You saw that from a mile away, I take it?
Away, yes.
Yeah.
You're very big to see.
Big telegraph. All right. Let's see if I can switch it up a bit. Ooh, so what happened then? I was going high, and I went to the side. Was that easy to see?
Yes.
Yes? All right.
A little bit faster, and it may have caught me.
All righty, we'll see. We'll try another one. I didn't even telegraph that high then, did I?
No.
So what are your observations at the moment, Tyrant?
It's very ineffective. Wouldn't work in combat. Just do a normal strike, I guess.
What's the telegraphing?
Yeah.
So for instance, if we stand still, right, and I'll try and do, so the key thing is that the telegraphing, so if I go high, right, instant reaction to that. Standing still, you have a bit more options to try and feint. So if I go high and go down like that, see, leading up, it's harder to pull that off in the jump, I was noticing. Because if I jump and I go high, kind of works.
It also can swing under the guard into the armpit area.
Exactly, while being lower, you can get under the guard a bit easier. So, I'm not sold on it at the moment. Alrighty, now it is Tyrant's turn to do a jumping attack, and this is also not only for him to give it a go, but for me to be in the opposite, seats to figure out how easy or difficult it is to defend against instead of attacking. Alrighty, Tyrant, off you go. You see it a mile away, all right? Now try and mix it up, see how clever it is. Something I'm already finding interesting. So, one of the basic things in sword play defense is if you have room, withdraw when an attack happens, because if you miss the block, if you're moving back far enough, they won't be in measure to hit. The way to account for that is have an ability to extend even further as they do it. But when you're in the air, you can't really extend further forward because you're committed. This is a bit of a weakness, don't you think?
Exactly. There's no time for the person in the air to defend after they've already struck. They've already committed.
Let's try something. Try it again. I want to do something. I moved out of the way.
Yes, you did. I'm heartbroken.
If you did that right, and I was being so casual about that, if you led it and then went for a thrust, I think you still could have gotten me.
Would you like to try it?
Yeah, I'll do it. Aha! So the thrust did cause me to need to defend. It was a bit too close for comfort. But so far, a committed jumping attack, just step back. Doesn't like...
And it's needlessly using your stamina.
Yeah?
Measure.
I mean, I want to try it. But I am pretty close. This time I'm going to try and hit. I'll be soft, right? But just step back. So I did take like a couple of stumbling steps after I landed, though.
Yes, you did.
You do that. Aha! I am withdrawing with more distance, I think.
Yes.
Do you want to try it? I could give a good backward step. Aha! Overcommitting momentum. All we had to do was just like, boink, let me run onto the sword.
I did it with a bit more grace.
That's the other half to swordsmanship, you know. Tyrant.
Flamboyance.
No, posing.
Oh, yes, of course.
Gotcha, great. This time, yeah, be creative, see what you can do. Alright, I want to test something. Again. So if you keep the sword forward, you would mostly keep yourself defended, but I am wondering about counterattacks now. I'm going to try side steps now. See if you can account for a side step.
I will try. Only because I know you're going for it, though, so...
But if you know, it should be easier to block. But you don't know which side I'm going for.
If I was to feint it and jump, and I knew you were going for a side step, then I could block it.
All right, we'll do it. Good, good. We'll try it again. Try and sweep all the way to try and get the sword out of the way. Too sorry. It's tricky though, isn't it?
And if you commit to it, you've committed to it.
I know. Well, that's what when you're in the air, it's hard to redirect and switch to a new angle to defend.
Yes.
Alrighty. For this one, I want Tyrant. I want you to try and sidestep, and I want to see if I can adjust to it mid-air in jump. Okay. Wow! Something I really noticed. That was so freaking hard to rotate my upper body mid-air because you're in the air. You don't have any connection to the ground to easily move your feet because look, like I can rotate my whole body just by twisting my feet. See this? And then when you combine that, I have way more rotation in the air. When I try and rotate, my feet will go this way because of this joint. And so I can barely even rotate and try to do a sideways attack. It's really hard.
Something else all to mention is maybe I should sidestep the other way, away from the swing of your sword.
Let's try it. It is so freaking hard to adapt once you're committed. Holy crap. From all the tests that we've been doing here, jumping attacks are freaking horrible. Like in terms of actual functional swordsmanship, it limits your adaptability way more.
Fantastic in games.
Yeah, it looks great in games.
Not in real life.
But in real life, like seriously, it was hard to redirect, like to do feints. It was much harder to do feints. And when someone especially sidesteps, it was really hard to redirect my angle of attack.
But it is easier to catch them if they sidestep in the direction of your sword.
Well, I found it's much easier to catch the jumping opponent off guard than when they're not. So this is the summary, right? Marginal to no increase in power unless you're jumping or falling from a greater height, and much less effective for combat overall. I kind of expected that, but just doing it in real life, the limitation and awkwardness of adapting is really interesting to experience.
I don't think it's going to stop movies from doing it, or video games.
Not video games have done way more than movies.
Maybe don't try it in your sparring.
Yeah. Let us know what you think. Thank you everyone for joining us, and Tyrant, thank you for joining us as well. We're going to see a lot more of this strapping man.
Oh, stop it, boss.
But of course I hope to see more of you guys in the future videos. So until that time, farewell.